So, hi loves. I'm Alizea. I don't know who's seeing this video. I really don't care who's seeing this video. I just feel like making this video. I've always had in my mind that I want to be successful. I've always had in my mind that I've always wanted to do what makes me happy. I've always been that type of person. A lot of people look at me and a lot of people might, judge me. They see something that, catches their eye and they have this thought of somebody who they think is Alizea when in reality, you don't know who Alizea is. I've always said this, like I keep saying, like I want to sit over here and love myself. I'm a very passionate person when it comes to self-love, when it comes to self-confidence, when it comes to your life. I say this loud and proud, like, everybody has the same 24 hours as Beyonce, and I feel like as a trans person, you have to sit over here and love yourself when it comes to your life because you only get one life. What I've realized is that, I've always looked back at like all of my old accomplishments or all the goals I've had in the past, and I tell myself like, dang, you completed your goals and you surpassed them. Like you went above and beyond without even knowing that you went above and beyond. And I want to tell people this, that like, I say this loud and proud that I don't care if I look like a man. I don't care how people view me. I don't care what people think. Is because like I've come to terms with who I am as a person. I'm Alizea. I'm a black trans individual. And a lot of people say like, why don't you do this? Why don't you say this? Why don't you view yourself as a la da 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 do 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 da da da? And it's like I've come to terms with who I am as a person. Who Alizea is somebody who's just about herself and about, her goals, because I say this loud and proud, like you can only choose your path in your life and you can only choose what you do with your life. You get what I mean? And a lot of people don't comprehend what I'm saying. I've always said that you need to make sacrifices and you need to sit over here and put yourself first. And I say this aloud and proud to anybody that meets me or any friend that I have or anybody, who's in my inner circle. I tell them, yes, we're cool now, but what if we have a falling out? You need to be able to love yourself without me being in the picture, because all I can do is give you compliments and boost your self-esteem, but you have to be the one to boost your self-esteem. You have to be the one to go above and beyond for yourself. And I feel like all of the friends that I've had in the past really never took in consideration of what I'm saying. I've always said this, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And in order for me to be happy, I've had to make sacrifices in my life. My brother once told me, like, I could be the person to sit over and help you if you need to be helped. Like, if you're behind on rent, I could throw you a little something. If you need something, like, I can help you with a little something, like, he will come and help. But it takes, accountability sometimes for you to get in that mindset that, okay, maybe I want to do this by myself. So what I'm trying to say is, my brother told me, like, what if I'm not, here anymore? What if I just fall off the face of the planet? What if I get stationed in a whole nother country? But back to what I was saying, like, my brothers always told me, like, yes, they can help me, but like, you have to be the one to do this for yourself. And I never really processed it until like, I think 2 months ago, I was looking at my finances and I was looking at, my pay stubs and all this other stuff. I sent my landlord $5,000 in rent in total so far this year. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I sent this man $5,000, but I only have such and such in my bank account. Something's not adding up. And I was looking at all the stuff around me. I was looking at my phone. I was looking at like, dang, I haven't been putting myself first truly. I've started to want to save because like I said it like this, like, okay, I could get help, but like at the same time, like, what did they die? I don't have nothing in my savings. So that's why I started to grind. That's why you guys haven't really been seeing me on my, upload schedule. Like I haven't been posting as consistently because I have to put myself first. I've always said this. I'm going to get to where I need to be if it takes time. I'm always going to do what makes me happy if it takes time. I put myself first no matter what, because I only have me in this life. time. And I've always said this to all of my trans women: you only have you in this life. And a lot of people never comprehend when I'm saying that you need to put yourself first in any and every situation. I know it comes off as selfish. I know it comes off as inconsiderate of other people's feelings. Yes, sometimes in certain circumstances it comes off as selfish, but like, I've had to make sacrifices with cutting off my friends that weren't sitting over here, doing the things or having the mindset that I have now. Like, all of my friends in the past only wanted to sit over here and puff pass. They only wanted to sit over here, do the little, sexy red's favorite place with all these DLs and stuff like that. Everybody wants to sit over here and go out to clubs, go out to parties constantly, which kudos, I'm up for that. But at the same time, I don't want to do that every single night, every single day, every time frame. Like, I want to sit over and have something going for myself. I'm 19 years old. Like I said, I only get one life. And there's been so many wake-up calls in my life where, I've had near-death experiences. I got hit by a car. I got hit by a car another time. Then I fell out of a tree. Guys, a lot of stuff has happened to me. You get what I mean? But, all those things that have happened, I'm still here. And I always say that everything that happens to you, negative or positive, is a life lesson that you needed to learn in your life. And a lot of people don't listen to me, and a lot of people don't understand what I'm trying to say, and they go off the deep end when it's right in front of you. You are the path. You are the person. You are the creator of your success, of your life, and your path. Nobody else is walking your path but you. And I say this loud and proud. You don't need to compare yourself to all these trans women who look glorious. You don't need to compare yourself to all these people who are beautiful, all these IG models, all these people who have all the surgeries. I've been there and I've done it in the beginning of my transition, where I used to compare myself to all these people like, why don't I have hormones? Why don't I do this? Why don't I have that with my life? And I started to think about that earlier today. I was like, dang, I've never been in love. Dang, I'm 19 years old and I barely had my first kiss and barely had my first date. It's like, dang, like, why am I so behind, but everybody else is so, up there? And it's like, Alizea, like I said, this is your path. Everybody's path is different. You compare yourself to other people's lives when you're not walking their shoes and they're not walking your shoes. Everything takes time. Success takes time. A lot of people give up on, their goals if they don't see no progress, when, like I said, success takes time. A lot of people, like, I remember this one Q&A question. I just did a Q&A a while ago, though. My good sister said, like, what made you want to open up on YouTube? I've always said this, that I want to do what makes me happy. YouTube makes me happy. And not even just YouTube. I feel like content creating, being an influencer, just influencing people to love themselves is what makes me happy. And that's what made me want to open up on YouTube. A lot of people think that, you blow up instantly when you become a YouTuber. You get this amount of money. Like, yes, I'm monetized. Yes, I've had a video that, got over 10K. But it's not like, I'm trying to chase that constantly. I go with the mindset that this is something that I'm passionate about. This is a hobby of mine, because outside of YouTube, I have 2 jobs. Outside of YouTube, I'm grinding to where I need to be. Like, I'm trying to get to my goals. You get what I mean? And in the past, I was telling my friends, I was like, yo, I want to sit over here and get my own apartment. I want to sit over here and have this amount of money in my bank account. I want to sit over here, just sit over here and do what makes me happy. I want to do YouTube. And a lot of people will be like, girl, I don't think YouTube's gonna work. Or, girl, I wanted to do YouTube too, but I'm too lazy. And this is something that I had to sacrifice. In the past, when my mama first died, I was battling with depression, and I was battling with depression heavily. I became a spiritual person through time. A lot of this stuff that my mindset didn't happen overnight. It happened through trauma. It happened through years of pain and suffering, quietly and silently. I suffered a lot in silence, and now I've broken my shackles, and now I'm slowly breaking my shackles even more, and just, spreading my wings and doing what makes me happy, but back on track. But sacrifices are the key to your success. the sacrifice that I've had to make was passing. I made a video about, me finally putting the stuff down or whatever, right? And I wasn't expecting that video to ever get any views, and it didn't get any views. But when I make these type of videos, I don't go in the mindset of I need this amount of views, I want to go viral. I don't care if I go viral. Like, I'm not looking for that right now. I'm just looking to make people happy and make people feel comfortable watching me, because YouTube is boring. But when I put the stuff down, like, I finally just had time to breathe, like, my mind opened up. When you past, you get all these ideas. You might be like, oh, I want to sit over here and get a new job. I'm going to apply for a new job. I'm going to sit over here and go do this. I'm going to go do that. You get what I mean? You get that mindset and you get that headspace from, that high that you're getting or whatever, right? But then after the high, subsides, and after, you start to, settle down or whatever, and it starts to settle down, bada bing, bada boom, you start getting lazy. Bada bing, bada boom, the first thing you're thinking about is going in that fridge and going to go eat some food and then going to bed and go taking a nap. You don't need to do that. What was the just mindset that you just had about you sitting over here saying that you want to sit over here and go apply for a new job? You want to sit over here and go do this with your life and go do that with your life. Why aren't you doing it? And so I used to be that type of person where I was like, I was sitting over here self-sabotaging myself, and I was sitting over here, not doing what makes me happy. And I realized what's stopping me from doing my goals is this. Passing, the friends that I have, the, negativity, like my auntie, for example. My auntie, I never told my peoples that I was doing TikTok. I never told anybody in my family that I was a TikToker. You get what I mean? They just happened to come across it. You get what I mean? And even when I was in school, I never told people like, hi, I'm a TikToker. Hi, I'm doing social media. Like, I don't tell people my business. They just come across it. You get what I mean? And I might subtly say, oh, I need to do this video, or I need to do this, I might do that. If you ask for my YouTube or if you ask for my TikTok, I'm not going to tell you, because I don't need you in my business. I don't like people. You get what I mean? I don't like people in my business. Because I feel like when you have all those outside opinions, you have those outside thoughts, and you have those outside people just sitting over here telling you what to do with your YouTube, what to do with your life, it sits over here and, taints how you view yourself. And I don't want people, tell me how I need to view myself when I can only, hold my hand and walk my own path. You get what I mean? So when I realized I had to cut off my oldest, dearest, gay best friend, I cut that girl off. And what made me want to cut her off is because it was like, I looked at it like this. If I want to get an apartment for cheap, I was looking at my options. I'm like, okay, if I need to move out of Waco, I might have to sit over here and stay with my peoples. But I can't bring her with me. And I was having this conversation with her. She was like, just, ask your brother if, you could let me come over too and let me stay, I'll pay rent, It's like, girl, they don't know you from a can of paint. And for me to even throw that out, it's instant no. And I just don't want them to look at me sideways, and I don't even know them from a can of paint. I had to build a connection with these people, because at the time my family was strangers. At the time my family, I didn't know them. You get what I mean? And so I was talking to my brother, because me and my auntie and my granny got evicted, and I was telling them like, I need help, I don't know what to do. And it took them like 2 days, and after the 2-day mark of me being homeless, like nowhere to stay, girl, whatever, right? They came and got me, and that night I blocked my best friend, because I was like, I don't want to be the one, because either way we was going to have a falling out of me not telling you that I'm leaving, or, me telling you like, or like we was going to have a falling out either way it goes. And then also, like, I want to go to Atlanta. I want to sit over here and go meet gay and queer people. And I feel like, me having the same people around me who aren't really trying to do what they want to do in their life. Like, all of my friends are battling with depression. Everybody in this world is battling with depression. But I feel like you control how you feel. And a lot of people don't understand me when I'm saying this. And I really wish I could have this talk with my other brother, because he's battling with depression. But I wish I could tell him that You are the only person who controls your depression and how severe it gets. And I don't understand how other depression works for other people, but I feel like my depression is all controlled by how I feel. I'm only depressed about being lonely. I'm only depressed about being trans. But at the same time, it's like, who really cares? Because it's like, you only get one life. So if I'm constantly thinking on the negative, I'm constantly sitting over here thinking on all this, all that, my mother passing away, me being homeless, me getting, I'm broke, If I'm constantly thinking about that, that's how I'm going to feel. That's how I'm going to feel on the outside and also on the inside, and I don't want to feel like that. I hate feeling negative. I hate thinking negative. I'm always about pushing forward. Even in the darkest and toughest times, as a trans person, you have to push forward. It doesn't matter if you pass. It doesn't matter if you look so glorious, you like whatever. Like, I don't care if I look like a man, because like, everybody's journey is different, and a lot of people throw these labels out on me, tell me I need to be non-binary, tell me I need to do this, do that. I know who I am. I'm Alizea. I'm a black trans individual. I like guys. That's all it will ever be. Like, I'm a transgender, and not even just outside of guys and stuff like that. I've always felt this way. I've always felt dysphoric. But when I was talking about my gender dysphoria, like, I don't have severe gender dysphoria anymore, because I look at it like this. I can't control how my body is. I can't control how my face is shaped, because I'm broke. I had to come to terms, and you have to take accountability. Like, you look at everybody else and you're like, why do I look like this? Why do I look like that? It's because you don't have money. That's the sad truth. You're broke. You are BROKE. You're broke. And I came to terms with all my insecurities. I'm like, if I'm so insecure about this, just wait until you get money and then you can change it. It's not that hard. Why am I constantly sitting over here thinking on my insecurities? And a lot of people ask me, how do I have confidence as a trans person? It's all like, sometimes it's delusion, sometimes it's not. I just learned to love everything about me, because I can't control how people view me. I can't control how anybody else views me. Like, I view myself as an independent, beautiful black person. I love being black. I love being independent. I love being myself. And I've always said I want to sit over here and get an apartment. So what I had to do, I had to make a sacrifice, and I had to go work 2 jobs to make sure I could keep a roof over my head. I don't want to be homeless. There's times where I've nearly was homeless, and I had to sit over here and, give myself out so I could, pay my rent. But we don't have to do that no more, because instead of sitting over here doing that, I just decided, I'm going to just get 2 jobs, and then I can also, save as well. And that's the sacrifice that you have to make. Sometimes you have to put aside your morals to get where you need to be. Like, another thing is, like, I say this a lot, like, it might be rough, and I don't know like what screenshot it was, but it was like, it was one of these quotes, and I'll insert it here. It was something about like, it might be hard, but like, progress takes time, or something like that. And it's like, yes, I might sit up here and cry about it, but it's like, life is way too beautiful to be only thinking on the negative. Life is way too beautiful to only be thinking about, all this other stuff, and always thinking about the past. You're not in the past no more. You're in the present. You are you. Nobody else is carrying your life. You get what I mean? And I also want to say this. A lot of people don't take accountability, and they don't sit over here and put in effort. How can you sit over here and manifest that you want to get love? You manifesting that you want to get another job. You're manifesting to get an apartment, but you're not putting in the effort also to get that place, to get those hormones, to get everything that you need to do. I say this a lot, like, you have to do what makes you happy. And I always say this, I might not be the most beautiful person, but I'm just thankful to be alive. Like, I really love being alive. I love doing what makes me happy. I just love doing everything that makes me happy. I love being a beautiful black trans person. I love being a queer person. I love being who I am. I'm Alizea. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful. I might look like a butch queen, but the difference between me and everybody else, I can get on camera looking like ugly and stuff without sitting over here being like, oh my God, Alizea, you're so ugly. Don't post this. Who cares? Who absolutely cares? Because I say it like this, and this is the gag. I be want to say this a lot. Like, I might look like a butch queen one minute, but I know when it's time to get dressed, it's time to get dressed. When it's time to go for it, it's time to go for it. When it's time to lock in, it's always time to lock in. I want to do what makes me happy, and what makes me happy is doing what makes me happy. It takes time. It takes effort. Don't ever think that you're just gonna wake up and everything's just gonna be handed to you. It took me years to get to where I need to be. It took me years to move out of my hometown, and now, like, oh my God, like, I'm really getting to where I want to be. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm just grateful to just love myself. I could have been dead a long time ago. I could have been off this planet a long time ago, but I've always kept going even when times get hard, because you have to. You have to keep going. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how much people are telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you look ugly, you will never be a woman. Who cares? Who absolutely cares? And I've always said, I want to sit over here and do YouTube. I just got on camera and I just said, forget it. Who cares what people think? Who cares if the video doesn't go viral? Who cares if the video doesn't get a certain amount of views? It's not monetized. As long as I'm doing what makes me happy, that's what makes me happy. I love doing this stuff. I love talking. I love being myself, because you only get one life. I could flip over and die literally tomorrow, but I feel satisfied enough to where it's like, if I'm gone, I'm gone. Like, I feel good enough to where I've been doing what makes me happy. Like, a lot of people want to do music. Why are you sitting over here not doing music? Just get up and do it. You might not sound like Beyonce. You might not sound like Kris Jenner. You might be sitting over here sounding like Lovely Peaches on the track. But even Lovely Peaches, and I hate to bring her up, but even Lovely Peaches got on a song and said, itching and burning, bada bing, bada boom, she got 1 million followers. It takes time though. Like, it takes time. Like, she been making music, but it was that one song of, her saying itching and burning. It wasn't even a song, it was just a meme, but somebody, made it into a song, bada bing, bada boom. And then she made another song called You Don't Love Me, or You Don't Know Me. That video got 1 million views. It's like, everything takes time. And I was just using her example, like, we're not even going to get into her no tea, no shade, but like, everything takes time. You only get one life. So you sitting over here not doing what makes you happy, you are the reason why you're not successful now. You're the main reason. I know, and I always said this, a lot of people say, why aren't you on hormones yet? It's not my time yet. Next year, and girl, I don't even want to talk about my goals for next year. We'll make a video on that next year. But like, next year, I'm going to be a completely different person. And everybody who's always judged me in this community, everybody who's always judged me in my life, in my hometown, just everybody, they always come back and say, I am so proud of you, because I always do what makes me happy. I might not be where I really want to be, but I'm just thankful that I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm slowly progressing. It takes time. You're not going to wake up and be famous. You're not going to wake up and be Beyonce. You're not going to wake up and have hormones. You're not going to wake up and just get everything that you want. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes it takes you sitting over here putting in progress. It takes time. But I'm just thankful enough to sit over here and just get up and just do what makes me happy. And I'm thankful for everything I'm just thankful for everything. I am so thankful. Y'all don't understand. To be successful, to be a successful trans woman, you have to love yourself. You have to put yourself first. You have to do what makes you happy. Okay? You might be depressed, and I understand depression because I've been depressed. I'm still depressed from time to time. I have those, flashes and stuff, but I don't try to tread on the negative. I try to tread on the positive as much as I can. And you have to stay consistent. No matter how much effort you put in, no matter how much consistency, like, you can sit over here and post a video and it gets 1 million views, but then the next video gets only 100 views, and you're like, oh my God, I'm in my flop era. You have to keep going. You just have to keep showing up. If nobody's going to root for you, if nobody's going to support you, you have to be the support system. You have to show up and show out for yourself. This, like I keep saying, this is your life. You can't keep sitting over here telling your friends that you want to sit over here and do this and expecting them to be on track with what you're doing. You can't be sitting over here expecting your family to support you in your transition. You can't expect people to support you on anything, because, like I said, this is your life. People are not here for you to understand. People are not going to understand you. That's what I'm trying to say. This is your life. You only get one life. And life is way too beautiful. Like I keep saying, you always thinking on the negative. Look in the present. Look where you're at right now. You might be like, well, where I'm at right now, I don't like it, but you're still alive. You're still beautiful. You still kicking it. When you go in the sun, girl, the skin is glowing. Clock that T. Life is way too beautiful, so you have to stay consistent on any and every goal that you have. It's not going to be easy. Don't ever think that you're going to wake up and it's going to be easy. Coming out the closet wasn't easy. That's just the first step. Stand up and stand 10 toes down in your transition. Because in order to be a successful trans woman, you have to show up and show out for yourself. I'm just so thankful. My mama put me on this earth for a reason. I always told her when we got into arguments, I was like, I don't know why I ain't born. I hate being born in this da-da-da-da-da town. I hate being born in this da-da-da-da-da country. I hate being here da-da-da-da-da. But now, like, when she just flipped over and died on me, I realized, dang, like, your life could literally get taken away. You better appreciate it while it lasts, girl. Like, you know, everybody has the same 24 hours as Beyonce. Whatever you do with your life is what you do with it. You can choose to just get up one day and say, forget it, I don't care. You can just get up and say, you know what, I want to do what makes me happy. Or you can continue to pout. You can continue to sit over here and not do what makes you happy. You can continue to sit over here and puff up past to deal with the DL trade. You can do whatever you want. It's your life. But you can't continue to complain. You can't continue to sit over here and cry about it if you're not putting in the effort to try to make a change. And that's something, and that's the hardest pill I've had to swallow as a person. I can't complain that I'm broke if I'm not saving. I can't complain if I'm not, where I want to be. I can't complain if I don't have hormones if I'm not trying to get to where I need to be to get those hormones. I need to, hustle for it. I need to hustle for everything. I'm here for a reason. I'm Alizea. I'm black and I'm trans and I'm beautiful and I love myself. I want to sit over here and put myself first before I, put anybody else first. I'm sorry. Like, I'm very selfish when it comes to myself because I love myself enough to try to do what makes me happy. That's the thing that a lot of people should have. That's the mindset that a lot of people should have. Life is way too beautiful. It's way too beautiful, girl. I don't know. It's hot as hell. No tea, no shade. But smile. Put in the effort. Stop crying. There's no point in crying because life is way too beautiful to keep thinking on the negative. You're here for a reason. You're here to thrive. You're here to show up and show out. No matter how lonely it gets being a trans person, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just grateful to have myself. I might not have friends, but the friend that I have the most is me. I've always had myself. Life is way too beautiful. I really love myself. I am so thankful to get to where I am now. Damn. This is a crazy life. I could fucking cry. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful being who you are. It's so beautiful to just love yourself. Like, oh my God, you really only get one life. That's crazy. And if you're not doing what makes you happy, like, there's no point in living. Why do you want to sit over here and continuously work a 9-to-5 job? I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I want to get to where I want to be. I say that all the time. I say to all my coworkers, I say to anybody who's in my inner circle, like, why work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life? That's insane. That's modern day slavery. And a lot of people never comprehend that mindset. You have to want more for yourself and you cannot settle. That's the thing that I forgot to say. You cannot settle for less. You cannot continuously settle. You have to want more for yourself. My sister-in-law, Bree, she told me to never settle. She told me to never settle. I never processed what she meant, but now I understand. Yes, I'm comfortable where I'm at now. I could reside here if I want to, but there's hiccups in life. What if, a hurricane was to hit, my whole apartment is destroyed? Then what am I going to do? I'm going to be homeless again. I can't settle. I have to keep going for more. I want ownership. Everybody should want to have assets. And a lot of people, and this could offend somebody, I don't care. A lot of people want to sit over here and get all these surgeries. A lot of people want to sit over here and get these BBLs, get these hormones, but they don't have nothing over themselves. They don't have no ownership in anything. They're living motel to motel. They don't have a place to stay. They're selling their poom poom, and they're nearly 50 years old. It's one thing to like sit over here and, you know, hustle to where you need to get, like hustle to get the surgeries, hustle, like, you know, that's your hustle. Those type of trans women are very strong, and they have a story. They have a story to be told. I will never judge a book by its cover, because you never understand what a person is truly going through unless you ask them what they're going through. And I was talking to this one homeless woman. She basically told me, she was like, you know, my parents kicked me out because, like, you know, they didn't understand my whole sexuality. And I was like, you're gay? She was like, no, I'm pansexual. But I told my parents that I was pansexual. They were like, no. But long story short, she stood by what she wanted, and, you know, she ended up homeless. But she came across me, somebody who's just grateful to be alive, and I came across her, and I was like, you know what, ma'am, I don't care if you do whatever you do. You know what? You need a motel, I got you. You need a place to stay, I got you. You need some food in your fridge, I got you. Whatever you need, I got you. You need food in your stomach, I got you, girl. I just sent her some little chunk change. I gave her what she needed, and she went on by her day. But she hugs me, and that like made me happy. It really made me happy that she gave me a hug, and she was like, most people would just walk past me. I'm not most people. I'm Alizea. You never judge a book by its cover. You don't know what that person is going through. I always tell this to everybody. You only get one life, so choose it wisely. Whatever you put out in this world, even if it's negative, you're always going to receive negative back. But if you put out positive, you put out good energy, you always get that back. Might be a little tainted from time to time, but you're going to majority get that back. I love life. I love everything about it. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to just have myself. I'm black, I'm trans, I'm beautiful. I just wanted to make this video, girl. Bada bing, bada boom. I love you guys. Straight Nicki Minaj. I am pushing out this pre-recorded content, and it's not even pre-recorded. I just got up and decided to do this, and I gotta sit over here and edit my videos and stuff. I got some videos I gotta do for y'all. I'm ready for 2024. 2025, girl. We're in 2024 now. But 2025 is gonna be the best year of my life, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I don't even want to spoil, but like, oh my god, I am so ready for 2025. Like, I don't care about anything that's going on in the world. I just care about my life. In my life, I will never back down. And in my life, I will always do what makes me happy. I'm Alizea, baby. You ain't never gonna find another black transsexual like me. You better wake up. But bada bing, bada boom. I gotta go edit, y'all. Bada bing, bada boom. I just want to make this little video for y'all. I don't know who's watching this, but Straight Nicki Minaj, girl. Get up into the big purr. The pink print deluxe is out, girl. Whatever the hell Nicki got going on. But bye, love. Straight Nicki Minaj. Bye.